Hey there, so this is another video for you to leverage your life psychic style. This is 1 in 12 where we're going to go around the archetypes of the zodiac. So I'll explain to you the highest potential frequency of that kind of like archetype, say whatever it might be, Aries, Pisces, and then I'll show you how you can find it in your chart, but most importantly, how you can use that energy anytime with whatever you're doing to leverage what it is that you want to create or whatever it is that might be, kind of thing. So this is the highest potential of Aries. Basically, it can always sonic boom its identity into a new beginning with complete gusto, because it really is like, it feels clear whether it is or whether it's not. It's really clear on its I am. So Aries can like go, the archetype is kind of like the warrior thing. And the warrior, let's be honest, you need to be like confident and clear on who you are, what you're setting out to do, the skills that you have, the tools that you have, so that you can actually go into unstable, unknown situations and believe that you will come through the other side even better than you were before. And that's kind of like the highest potential frequency of Aries. So this is something that you could work with whenever you are going into a new beginning in your life. So basically, whether it is a new relationship, a new job, a new decision to do with a house, with a business, it really doesn't matter what. Whenever you are doing a new beginning, you are automatically activating that vibration of Aries within you as an archetype. And so the best way that you could start new beginnings to leverage as much as possible with this highest potential ability of this Aries archetype is you essentially need to be really clear on your I am before you go into the new beginning. So for example, say if you are going into a new relationship, you want to be really clear like who you are going into that situation, because how you start anything is how everything plays out on an energetic level. Like it's kind of like you want to think of, you know, like with music, and there's usually always like a bass line that goes like the same way the whole way through the entire song. You want to think about that as like how you start something. The way you start any cycle sort of becomes like the background beat to how that pattern or that new situation like plays out. And that's why it's so key that you want to get really clear on like who you are before you go into that situation, so that essentially you have the confidence and ability to leverage it in exactly the way that you want it to go. And the other thing is though, if you fuck up, don't worry about it, because you can always change a pattern like halfway through a pattern. It's just that essentially you're just going to come up with more resistance. It's going to like go backwards a few steps. It's just going to be a bit more disruptive, but it's not like, if you don't start something well in the beginning, it's doomed. I mean, nothing is doomed and everything can be changed. It's just that if you want to try and leverage yourself as much as possible and be as super conscious as possible, before you go into a new beginning, then get clear on your I am, so that you can really become like, you can push into new terrains and new areas as well. Because let's also say that, we'll keep with the relationship theme because it's really easy to use. This is why sometimes somebody's in a relationship and then they end it, and then really quickly they get into another relationship, and actually in the end both relationships tend to play out the same. And the reason is because essentially that person's I am never changed from the first relationship to the second relationship, because you also do need a little bit of time to crystallize and get really clear and hold the intention for what you want a new beginning to be. Because if you don't get clear and if you don't have a like strong intention, quite often all that you'll do is you'll just repeat and play out patterns from before. So this is how the Aries archetype in its highest potential can be super powerful in any new beginning in your life. Just get really clear. Essentially, it's almost like not even just who you are now, but who you want to be. And then you could like go into that situation with the I am of whatever it is that you want to be. But that clarity is key, and it will really help. Now, the other thing to be mindful of is really to kind of get the most out of whatever archetype you're working with. Let's say Aries archetype in a new beginning, you would usually want to think of it like cooking. You might want to bring in like a couple of the other archetypes in the zodiac to help support that role, whatever it might be. So in this situation, let's say again, it's a new beginning. So you're going in with your Aries archetype, you've got super clear on your I am, and you're ready to go. Now, what you might want to do is, say if this is like a business type thing or anything like that, you might want to also bring in the consciousness patterns and the awarenesses of stuff to do with Capricorn, which is like very shrewd. It looks at things long term, and it really takes calculated risks risks when it does anything. So if you apply that to the kind of gung-ho of the Aries archetype, you can see that you can get this like incredible blend of, I don't know, like a powerful mixture to really be creating something new that's also going to be sustainable and going to be great for you in the long term. So really you want to get super, super flexible and kind of dance with all of these different archetypes and bring them together. Now, obviously, the way I'm describing this could come about as quite flowery, but what you just really want to think is start a new beginning, get clear on who you want to be in that new beginning, and go into the new beginning exactly like that. And boom, that's that. Now, how you would look for this in your chart is, what I'll do is in the comments below, I'm going to write down like first house and what it's to do with, second house, what it's to do with. Look in your chart, see where Aries falls in your chart, and then look at which house it is and see what the qualities are of that house. And you will find either two things will happen. One, you'll realise that you always find it easy to initiate and assert yourself in that specific area of life if you've got like harmonious aspects to that kind of energy, or you'll find it the opposite way, that it might be quite difficult for you to assert yourself because you've got other planets and things going on. But either way, you can make this work, not just in your birth chart, but in any area of your life whenever you have a new beginning. Just get clear, get focused, and then you do really want to go in it like with full gusto, but also make sure that you are doing this for the highest potential of whatever it is that you're trying to create. And that's basically how the Aries archetype can work really, really well for you. And do I want to say anything else? No, just Aries is just like all about sonic booming your identity into a new situation and asserting yourself so you can create and conquer, or whatever it is, exactly what you want to do. And that's how that works. So have fun with it.